Hello, today I have my birthday. I turned 17 today, and the thing I wanted to talk about today is the fact that it is extremely important to be confident in your goals because there are so many people who are depressed right now, who don't think that they are capable of doing anything in life, and the fact that you are capable of almost anything in this life is just really motivating for me. But I think it takes time to understand this fact because personally I maintain an opinion that every if uh, if a certain human being attained or acquired a certain skill or just acquired some success, why couldn't I do that? Why am I better? Why I must be better? And I think that this mindset really helps you to become more successful and do more concerning in your life. Because if you don't believe that you are capable of almost anything in your life, if you don't believe that uh, you have an opportunity and ability to implement your goals, you won't do it. You won't. It's impossible to do anything if you don't believe that you can do it. And of course, you may put some efforts first, but if you bear the thought of the fact that you can't do it and you have it, it would be just very hard, and it would be very hard for you to bear all these adversities and problems you will face along the way of reaching this success. You you will never be persistent enough to do that, to achieve your goals. And I think that this fact, this um, readiness, if there is a word like that, to to put in a lot of efforts, to take some risks, to make sacrifices in order to achieve your goals, the the fact that you just place your goals and aspirations on top of your pedestal, just higher than anything else, any other aspect of your life, is just essential to achieve what you want. And there are a lot of, I'm sure that almost any human being have ever dreamed about just some great things, about acquiring some just grandeur, might, becoming really successful, making a difference in this world. But the fact that just divides people into groups, successful and unsuccessful, people who achieved their goals and made a real difference in the world, and people who spent all their lives perceiving the goals of those people who are much more successful than them. And I think that this just confidence in yourself, in your own abilities, is crucial to become successful. Because, well, I don't want to say it again, I just explained it right now. And I believe that if you are not just ready to if you just are not ready to put enough efforts and put everything you totally got in your dreams, you can't wait, or you can't just mm, you can't hope for anything to become really great. Of course, you can put some efforts. Of course, you can do some great things. Of course, you can be a bit productive. But if you don't give it anything you got, if you don't give it, like Tom Platz said, every ounce of your meat, every ounce of your just flesh, and your just confidence, your conscience or consciousness, if you just don't give it everything of you, any just piece of you, you will not achieve it. And for some people, it may be really heavy. This fact, it may be really hard to bear. And I just I just believe that you all of all the people in this planet have to just do what they want in life. Have to do what not what they want, but what they think, what they dreamed about when they were kids. Because I believe that, of course, it couldn't be applied to anyone. Because when we were kids, we didn't know pretty much anything about the world, and the fact that we just give up on our dreams, as a kids, is because we realize how hard it would be for us to achieve them. What risks do we need to take to do that? What just with which people we need to conquer, or not conquer, but compete in order to achieve those goals. Because really successful people are usually really driven. They won't give anybody the chance to lose their ambitions. They just they don't allow anyone to lessen their ambitions. And I wanted to talk about it. I tried to record a video previously, but I wanted to talk about this thing, but I couldn't remember what I wanted to talk about, and now I finally recalled it. So I strongly believe that you must not ever allow anyone to diminish your dreams and goals. And in my opinion, it doesn't you must not care whether this is the person you love, whether this is this is your friend, or somebody just close to you. I think that every person who just deprives you from who just says that you are not, who just requires from you to lessen your potential and to lessen your ambitions, is toxic for your future. Of course, it is fun for you to spend time with this person. Of course, you are bound to this person. You feel certain just trust, maybe to this person. But the fact that this person deprives you from the possibility of achieving your goals must tell you something. Because I can't think of the fact that I need to lessen my goal for anyone else, because they just don't have such levels of drive, and they just don't want to do so much in life, as they just don't expect from life so much as I do. And I believe that the only just exchange you may provide those people with, not those people, but just people in the world, is that the fact that if you have this drive, if you have this aspiration, and if you just yearn for becoming really great, you need to radiate this drive. Because there are a lot of people like you, there are a lot of people who are just really down right now, and who really need to see just a video or something, who need to read a certain book, who need to face just a certain action in their life, which would make something click in their head, in order to say that they need to do all their best to achieve something in their life. Because I don't believe that you need to spend your time on people who just don't believe that they can do anything in life, and who just don't expect anything from it. But you need to just, but if those people are really valuable to you, if those are friends, if your friends are just really down, and they don't see, or don't think that they are capable of doing different things, I think that if those people are really just valuable for you, you need to set them on the right way. Because if I had a f- I well I couldn't say it right now because I'm only 17 years old and I don't have I just hadn't lived enough to exemplify something like your friend being just going down and down and down and down and down, ending up being, I don't know, not being homeless, or I don't know, or just unsuccessful, being just a mediocre person. And but I believe that if I had a friend who I really love and adore, who I really admire, and who is really precious person for me, I couldn't bear the fact and just well, I could bear the fact that he would end up like that, but it would be just really hard for me. And because of that, I will do anything to just to motivate this person to do something in their life. Because I've said it times before is that good is always the enemy of the best. Well, this is a quote of some of a certain person, but I don't believe who exactly it was. I just remember that I saw it in my favorite book, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, and it's really just concise, but it expresses a lot. If you just give it a thought, you will understand that it has a really profound meaning, and you just need to the thoughts that will make you understand, which really helped me to just to start aspiring for a lot of things in my life, is this quote. Because I started understanding that of course there are just a lot of good things in your life. Of course you could be relatively successful or comparatively successful by just working on as an employee. Because for example, I live in Ukraine, and there are not pretty much places when you can earn a lot of money as an employee. But for example, I know that in Switzerland or just in other more developed countries, it's much easier for you to earn relatively much more just money in comparison with or to Ukraine or some countries like that. And some people who live in my country believe that the fact that you will work just uh, the fact that you will work abroad instantly makes you successful. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that the for me, being successful and working as an employee are things which are can't be just which can't intercept or intersect. I believe that those things are really like antonyms, and they can't be combined. You can't be successful if you work for somebody in order to achieve their goals. You need to work, you need to be so just motivated, you need to be so optimistic and so driven about your goals that other people will see this radiating just confidence from you, and they will just be happy to work for you because they understand that you have goals. Because well, I believe that the reason why there are so many people who work as an employees for really successful people, who just go after really great things and great goals, could put up with this thought because they just understand that they don't have the guts, or they just don't want to do all the things to become really successful. And they're just not ready to sacrifice so much things, but they really want to make at least a certain difference, a tiny difference, to achieve a goal they were just aspiring to when they were children. And because of that, I believe that it is the reason why, for example, so many people used to work for Elon Musk, and there are more and more and more people who work for them. But I am talking about the time when the SpaceX was just developing, because I've recently read the biography of Elon Musk, and also let's just say that this is a person who really motivates me, because after seeing what a human being is capable of, I just started understanding that it is really impossible. It's just no. It's really that it is possible to achieve anything in your life. The only thing it depends on is your level of drive and your level of is just the strength of your desire to achieve this thing. And it is just beautiful, because I believe that so much. I'll say what people thought about Elon Musk back then. There were a lot of people who told that his goals are really great and they're sometimes just insane, but they also said that there are a lot of people who had dreams like that, or even just, well, who had dreams like that, but the only person who had really just radiated this confidence in achieving these goals, who really believed, who radiated this aura of believing that it is possible to achieve those things. I don't believe how I started that. Well, those people just said about Elon Musk that he has the thing, he had the thing, and he has the thing, which not deprives, but divides and just which make Elon Musk stand out in front of other people who have similar just desires like him. And this is the fact that he was just so driven and he was ready to put so much effort that people started believing in the fact that those dreams are actually possible. Those goals are actually the goals you can achieve. And this fact just turned so much people to him, made those smart engineers believe that even if they couldn't become so successful, they were already just working for the person like that, because they just couldn't even believe that the person like that could be on Earth. Because even for me, it is hard to just understand and comprehend the levels of his hard work. And I believe that you need to just have this level of confidence, and in order to have this level of confidence of knowing that you can achieve some great things, you need to just promise yourself that you will do everything you can fucking do. Because if you will hesitate, if you will think, well, maybe it will be hard for me, well, maybe it will be not as easy as I want, well, maybe I will face some just circumstances which will make me just poor or bankrupt me or something like that, or just any other excuse. If you just do those excuses, if you let those excuses just come into your head and you don't attack them, you won't achieve anything. You need to be so straightforward, and you need to be so unwavering concerning your goals and aspirations that you will motivate people around you that it is possible to achieve anything, that it is possible to achieve the goals like you, and just prove the people around you that you are capable of doing this. And I think that it is the main just not goal, but this is the main aspect of being successful. And well, I'm talking for 20 minutes now, so it was a great pleasure to talk today. I'm really glad that I expressed some of my thoughts, and well, enough words for today. I could yap for hours, but enough. Thank you. Bye.